bored. Look me up, cause I'm such a junkie. Every day all I want is more. So entertain me right now. So entertain me right now.
Welcome to the Pop Culture Junkie podcast. I'm Olivia, here with my fellow junkies,
Nicole
and Shauna.
Awesome. Well, Nicole, Shauna, really wanted to pick your brains. How did you guys enjoy Barbenheimer weekend?
Yes. Hi, Barbie.
Hi, Barbie.
Barbenheimer weekend was iconic. I saw Oppenheimer first on Friday.
Because you hate women.
Because I hate women, obviously. Oh my God. I was so disappointed though. So I was supposed to see it. The IMAX in Tempe, Arizona was going to be one of the few across the entire country that was showing Oppenheimer in film. And we were all really excited. My husband was nerding out for months about this. We get there and they announced that the film projector was damaging the film and they can't show it on film and we have to watch it on digital. And I mean, I was disappointed just because he'd been building it up so much, but it's still the same movie. You know, it's still going to be in IMAX and be, you know, the Christopher Nolan experience. But we saw it. It was incredible. And then on the way out of the theater, they gave us all these little coupons to come back to a different IMAX screening. So that was nice. And now I'm going to have to sit through that movie a second time. It was good, but it's 3 hours long. And now he's like, so the film projector is going to be fixed the week of August 10th. Do you want to go again? I guess. I might have to.
You're like, I'm going to have only sexual thoughts about Cillian Murphy, and that's all I'm going to get out of it.
I know. He's got like the weirdest face, but I still want to do things to it. Yeah. And his eyes are so blue. Like, I just want to swim inside of them, get lost in those puppies. And you get to see Florence Pugh naked and doing it. Spoilers. Yeah, titties on IMAX. It's a good experience. And I know we're going to dive into all of our Barbie experiences, but obviously that was delightful too.
Yeah, I love it. I wasn't planning on it. I was planning on going to the theater closer to me, but I ended up going to Arizona Mills as well for the IMAX showing, and it obviously wasn't fixed yet. So they had to sit through the commercials. Was really excited to not get any of those. But it was a really good time to go see it. And if you have the opportunity to go see it in an IMAX theater, it's definitely worth it. I think you get to like feel like you're there a lot of the time.
Yeah. Did you see it yet, Nicole?
No, I haven't, but I want to. I had to see Barbie first.
Absolutely. Yes. The real feminist here.
Yeah. We had a deal, Shauna.
I know.
We did it for the girlies.
I had to do it. He bought me the tickets months ago for the film event of the millennia, and then it didn't even happen. So, yeah, no. Got to go watch those bombs go off again.
I love it. What were you guys' favorite Barbies as a kid?
Oh my God. I had so many Barbies. I had a Weird Barbie for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so I guess we'll say at the top of the episode, Barbie movie spoilers, but...
Oh, yeah, that's smart.
If you haven't seen the Barbie movie yet...
We're talking about your personal Barbie.
Yes, my personal Barbie. I had a Weird Barbie. She's amazing. Her name was Caitlin. I posted her on my Instagram and TikTok. A little shout out to my socials. And she's one of the Barbies where I definitely cut off all of her hair, dyed it with nail polish, drew tattoos all over her. But in my head, she was such a bad girl. And as a child of, 9 years old, and what year would that even be? 1998. Whenever I made this Barbie, bad girl meant she had a Kid Rock tattoo in her thigh, a Ja Rule tattoo in her chest, and on the back she has a tattoo that just says slut. Just slut. So,
damn.
I feel like I must have just learned that word, and I was like, ooh, that's bad. I bet Caitlin would have that tattoo, so I got out my Sharpie. But yeah.
I love that.
She was my favorite, and then I just have, a lot of just good old-fashioned stereotypical Barbie, along with the Spice Girl dolls and a Britney doll and all that good stuff. But
That was my favorite Barbie. That's what I was going to say.
Yes.
Baby Spice Barbie. Iconic. Her little blue dress. And I would watch Spice World.
There's 2 different sets of Spice Girl dolls. So set number 1 is from the Spice Girls record, and set number 2 is from the Spice World record. Yes, I know this. So you got the Spice World set.
Yeah. Yeah. I would watch the movie with it. Iconic. Legendary.
So cute.
Loved it.
I love it.
Nicole, what about you? Were you a Bratz girl? I feel like right after my age group, I felt like it became like Bratz, right?
Yeah. I was more Bratz and Polly Pockets. So
Polly Pockets.
So if I had a Barbie, it was probably just stereotypical Barbie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. That's funny. Did you ever watch any of the Barbie movies? I feel like you're like Gen Z loves those things.
I believe I did. I really can't even remember. I watched the same 3 things when I was younger, so
Which were?
probably not. SpongeBob, Fairly
Iconic.
Odd Parents, and Disney Channel.
Also iconic.
Okay, these are good
Love
choices.
it.
These are good choices.
Well, there is a Polly Pocket movie coming out, and people are pissed because they gave it to Lena Dunham.
Oh,
So,
no.
Yeah.
Is
I
that in
know.
stone, or is that just a rumor?
No, it is. They gave it to her. Yeah.
Yuck.
And I think she's writing it too. We'll have to, see as time goes on, but hopefully she does as good as Greta did.
Doubt it. Okay, here's an important question for Nicole, though. How tall was your Polly Pocket? Like, how
probably
big
like
was it?
They have sizes?
Yes.
probably like the size of my pinky.
See, when I was
small.
a youngster, Polly Pockets would fit in your pocket. She was the size of like the tip of your finger. She was like a couple
a
centimeters.
child's pocket.
Yes, and
Because
she
I was
had
like, my finger will fit in my pocket. Like my
the
pinky
tip of your
finger will.
pocket. Yeah, like she was
Yeah.
really tiny, and she lived in these little houses that would fit in the palm of your hand, and you would open it up. You couldn't change her outfits. Her hair was all plastic, and she just had one little joint she could bend in the middle. So if Lena Dunham
I
does
thought you
Polly
meant like
Pocket,
a weed
Yeah,
joint.
she probably had that
she came
too.
with a joint. She came with one bong, one joint, a dab.
I love this.
Big
Why
fan.
didn't I play with Polly Pocket?
She came with a friend's sofa that she would just crash on every once in a while.
Some wraps.
I love it. I love that.
Lighter.
That's amazing.
A lava lamp.
That's amazing. They're very off topic, but Nicole, you may also be this way. Since I grew up in Chicago when I was younger, like American Girl doll was like everything.
Yeah.
And so I love Felicity. I still have the Felicity doll. Like I have all my American Girl dolls still. And they're like $500 a piece, like
Jesus.
on
Yeah.
eBay. And I'm like keeping them because I'm like, they're only going to get more expensive. But I wanted to be a Samantha girly, but was Felicity all day. You know, that Irish potato famine story really got me. It really resonated with me.
I knew I was going to a rich friend's house for a sleepover if she had American Girl dolls. Like if I walked into her bedroom and she had those on a shelf, I'd be like, oh shit, we're going to get fed good tonight. We're going to get Domino's or Pizza Hut or some. We're not getting that off-brand soda.
That's funny.
Like I never had them. They were too expensive.
That's amazing. Yeah, I got them from my rich aunts every Christmas. I still have like the Josefina's little piano, which
my
is also
God.
very expensive. So if any exclusive American Girl doll buyers want to slide in the DMs, it's fine. It's fine. I love that.
I have an obscene amount
awesome.
of Beanie
Well,
Babies. I'm sure they're not worth shit now, but I have
No,
them.
they
not.
might be.
They're
Oh.
They're not. That Beanie bubble burst.
It did burst. It burst like in the early 2000s, but I just watched it like a year ago. They came out with a Beanie Baby documentary about like the creator of it and how he like created like this essentially like fake market of Beanie Babies. It's really, really interesting. I'll have to look at the name.
I'm too nostalgic to get rid of them. And they're all too cute. I'm like, how am I supposed to get rid of you? You're shaped like a puppy. Like, I'm not going to get rid of you. You're a flamingo. I can't do it.
I love it. Well, if you guys can't tell, we're all here today to talk a bit about the Barbie movie. And so we're actually going to get into that after a quick break. So Barbie really kind of took the nation by storm over the last few months. If you've been paying attention up before the writer and actor strike, they had one of the best marketing campaigns probably of a movie of all time.
Yeah.
It's really been kind of this cultural event going into the film. And now that it's been released, it's definitely all you'll see all over social media.
Everything's pink.
If you haven't heard, yeah, right. Everything's pink everywhere. Every girl down the street is going, "Hi, Barbie." But, you know, if you haven't heard a little bit about it, the Barbie movie is being defined as a fantasy comedy film. It's directed and written by Greta Gerwig, written by Noah Baumbach as well, who is also her husband. But it's the first live action Barbie film that we're going to see after they're really immensely populated.
There are a lot of them, very immensely populated.
It's the first live action film compared to their computer animated direct to video streaming films that came out in the 2000s that really are popular and staples of Gen Z's childhood. So if you haven't heard a little bit about it, the film follows Barbie as she has an existential crisis. Margot Robbie plays her, but she's joined by Ryan Gosling, who plays Ken. And then we have America Ferrera, Kate McKinnon, Issa Rae, and Will Ferrell in it. So really a star-studded cast. But what's been so crazy and what we really want to talk about today, of course, we're going to talk about the film a little bit. So spoiler warning now. I know Shauna gave it a little bit earlier, but we are going to be getting into the details. So if you haven't seen it, first of all, get out from under your rock, go see the movie, and then come back to this episode.
Absolutely.
But really what I wanted to talk about before we get into all the craziness is just, how did you guys like the film?
I absolutely loved this movie. I mean, I think my expectations were really high going into it. I knew I was going to like it. But the entire time I sat there with a huge smile on my face. It's that perfect mix of absolutely silly and goofy and nonsensical. Like, there is one point in the movie where one of the interns at Mattel is asking what Barbie Land even is. He's like, "Is this like another dimension or is it like a fantasy?" And then they just go, "Yes." And it's just like, don't think about it too hard. Don't think about it. And it's just like, all right, I accept that. But it was also just so sweet and emotional. And I know a lot of people, like myself included, cried. And I think it's just a celebration of womanhood and absolutely just feminist at its core. You know, maybe not perfect, but it's absolutely something that I think moms and little girls should see. I think men should see this, single women. I think it's just a celebration of womanhood.
Yeah.
I agree. I loved the movie. I was going into it again, I guess with high expectations just because of the marketing they've been doing has been top tier. I've never really seen marketing for a movie quite like they've done it, and they did a really good job. And it was very powerful to watch. We'll get into it, I'm sure, but the one scene just really opened your eyes. I'm sure you guys probably know what scene I'm talking about.
Yeah. Yes. America Ferrera's like monologue.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that like hit me. I was like, wow, she is right. She is 100% on point about everything that she's saying right now. And I keep seeing it on social media too. People wrote out the whole part of her script. Yeah. And it's incredible. Definitely go see it. It's really good.
When Olivia and I saw it in theaters, right after America Ferrera was done with her speech, this woman in the audience just goes, just really loud, just this exasperated.
So loud. It's like such an like heart touching like moment. It's like the peak of the movie. And literally she goes, and the whole theater just cackled as like it was the hardest we laughed throughout the whole movie.
Every woman in that theater was like, "Yes, we know."
That's so funny.
It was just like the funniest like live part of an audience, and like going back to we haven't seen movies like this in so long. Like I feel like the last time I was in a movie where a theater was packed, where people were like laughing and having such an amazing time, was truly like Step Brothers. And it's ironic that Will Ferrell is also in this. He has a good picker, but I think the movie was just so good. And what I thought they did really well, even though they had so much marketing, so many interviews about this movie, is everything they told us was shown in the first like 2 minutes. So you were like, oh, I
Nothing
know
was
all this
spoiled.
stuff about the movie, but no, you really knew nothing. And they were just like, oh, well, this is the rolling intro scene that we've already like kind of told you guys about enough. But yeah, I really, really liked the movie as a whole. But one of the things that I thought was just so good about the acting and both the writing is like it was how I played with a Barbie as a kid. Like it, and the way they act in Barbie Land is just so spot on.
You don't make her walk down the stairs. She floats from one spot to another, you know? She doesn't actually have her hands on the steering wheel. You just kind of scooch her along and she's just kind of talking to people as she goes. Like, it's just like somebody's playing with her.
Yeah, and it was like the movements of their bodies. Like I think it's, you know, physical comedy is often said to be the hardest of comedies.
Yeah.
And I thought they did an amazing job at balancing how would a child play with a Barbie versus, if we're going to get into it a little bit, but if you see the internet right now, men, conservative men specifically, like freaking out, it's like, how does someone outrage and make you think so much like this and have such an undertone while they're acting like how children play with a Barbie? Like it's just
honestly
amazing writing. And Greta Gerwig is most famous for Lady Bird and Little Women.
And you know,
she's
I've never
a
seen
prolific
either of those.
actor.
Yeah, like I've
Lady
heard
Bird
they're
is so
both
good.
amazing and they're like on my to-do list. But now I feel like I have even more reason to go and watch them after loving Barbie so much.
Yeah, I would say I think that Greta is going to be like Sofia Coppola, and where she really is such a good voice for women. And whenever I was initially like looking at stuff about her leading up to this movie, she is one of 8 female directors to ever be nominated for an Oscar.
That's it? 8?
Yeah.
My God.
No.
And
what happened in Barbie Land?
Crazy. Right. But seeing the success of this movie, she just got the ability to be the writer on Snow White in 2024. And I am so unbelievably excited for it.
I didn't realize that.
She also got Chronicles of Narnia.
I did hear that. That's insane. Yes. I'm not sure if I want another Chronicles of Narnia movie, but
really?
No, I don't know. It's kind of Christian propaganda. Am I allowed to say that? It is.
Oh, I didn't know that. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, as a youth group kid growing up, it's like Chronicles of Narnia. It's about Jesus, and which is fine if that's your thing. But, you know, I'd be interested to see where she takes it. And, you know, I don't usually go into live action Disney movies with like high expectations, but, you know, the Snow White casting so far looks cute too. And Greta's just proven herself. Like, if it's going to be feminist takes on these things, then sign me up.
Yes. Yeah. Right. It's like there's probably layers to how she would approach it if she did take that. The movie, I think, is such a good tale of women and mothers and daughters as well. And she had actually just had a kid. So I thought it was really interesting that both her and her husband wrote this, and then she just had a kid. And, you know, it kind of goes into, you know, the themes of the message. And like, I think my favorite quote of it is, "Us mothers stand still so our daughters can see how far they've come."
Yeah. Beautiful.
And it was just so beautiful. I loved America Ferrera's as well. But I thought that was, because you always grow up and you're like, well, I'm never going to be that person. I'm never going to be like my mom in this sense of it. And then, you know, you look back and you're like, no, I am my mom and I'm happy to be my mom. And I think it's such a cool, like, expression of finding yourself in the journey.
And it celebrated so many different journeys of womanhood where you're a mom or you're not, and that either way is fine. And maybe you're a doctor, maybe you're a scientist, maybe you wrote a book, maybe you just like to do your hair and wear pink dresses, and that's fine. That doesn't make you any less powerful or any less of a feminist. Some people have said that this movie is like feminism 101, and maybe so, but I think that's important. If you see something like that and it's not a concept that you're familiar with, you can learn a lot watching this movie. And if you go into it not expecting it, I didn't feel like it beat you over the head. It's just kind of there. I mean, obviously Ken wants to revive the patriarchy, but he doesn't realize what the patriarchy even is.
It's just horses.
It's just horses. And it's interesting watching women be treated like men in Barbie land, and then just watching the experience through Barbie's eyes of, oh my God, this isn't actually how the world works. You know, you guys get catcalled and you're not in any positions of power, and just kind of watching that devastation. And I didn't solve the issues of feminism just by existing. Like, I don't know, that whole journey that she went through. Yeah. My favorite quote from the movie was when, I don't remember the character's name, the little girl, the daughter, calls Barbie a fascist. And she goes, control the railways. That's funny. But it's kind of, it goes in, and it really starts out as kind of feminism 101. All the women, they're in charge, and we're all so pretty, but also doing things. And then it gets to the real world, and it's like, actually, no, there's race inequality, and we have to work jobs, and some of us are moms, and we're struggling, and we're not good enough, and we wish, like, we pressure ourselves, and, just kind of, then it gets to that deeper level of, actually, you need to go a little deeper than this, which I loved.
Yeah, it's quite funny. So if you are not chronically online, like all of the three of us are over here, there has been quite a bit of controversy, both on, I would probably say, like far left and conservative outrage. This whole situation that I'll kind of give a brief explainer made me be like, am I a moderate? Because I'm like, wait, is the Barbie movie how you... Yeah, right. So Shauna kind of alluded to it a little bit before this. It's a lot of, and there's some valid criticisms from these people, right? Like, they didn't like the queer representation. Like, Alan is very subverted to a side character, and he's Ken's best friend, and he's meant, like, even back in the day, he's always kind of had this queer lens thrown onto him. So they didn't love that. And then the other one is such a cursory introduction to feminism, where it's like, we learned this in 2010 and, blah, 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 blah. But on the other side of that token, there is people like Ben Shapiro, like going out and buying Barbies and giving Mattel money and then burning them. It's very odd.
It's just very, like buying a whole bunch of Bud Light just to shoot it with your gun. You bought the fucking Bud Light. You gave the money. I'm sorry. I understand that this, like I said, is a very surface level view of feminism, but that is also coming from me and you guys who have kind of studied feminism on a deeper level and have a deeper understanding of this, and have come to terms with intersectional feminism and uplifting the voices of women of color. I mean, if you are just getting fresh to the feminist movement, welcome. We've been waiting for you.
We're so happy to have you as well.
So happy to have you. And I think that this is nice to see. I will agree that it's definitely a lot of white feminism, which is why it just makes me so angry that Lena Dunham is going to be she's the queen of white feminism and the queer representation. I made my Barbies scissor a whole lot. My Barbies were doing it.
They were sexing.
My Barbies were sexing. I mean, and they were having sex with Ken too. They were just kind of rubbing their plastic smooth bumps against each other a lot. And then my mom walked in and found them in a precarious situation and was like, what are they doing? And I was like, I threw them and they landed like that. Just like naked humping. She's on all fours and he's behind her on accident. But like, it's an accident, Mom.
Mom, I promise. I don't even know what that means. I just really like dogs.
They're doing it like they're walking like dogs too.
Yeah. Well, canon. Okay. So in this film, once you get to like ruminate on it and think about it, like everything that happens in the real world when people are playing with Barbies happens in Barbie land. Yeah. So they were really getting it on.
Not that they knew how to, but they definitely would rub. They would rub parts.
Yeah, I mean that just sounds like a grand old time,
Just gals being pals. Listen.
Yeah, but some of my favorite ones, if you guys haven't seen on Twitter, we're calling it Twitter, we're not calling it X.
Oh, fuck no.
Just to upset Elon.
So stupid.
Is these people were taking movie reviews and putting them on the Barbie poster.
Yes.
And so I grabbed some where it's like, Barbie, an alienating, dangerous, and perversive film.
Yeah, let's take turns reading some.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead, Nicole.
The feminist agenda will kill us all.
Next one. Barbie, they won't be happy until we are all gay. Which is true. I will not be happy until all of you are as gay as I am.
Yeah, well, I think we're all a little gay, so, already met. Yay! Gay. I'm happy.
I always say that to my husband. I mean, he has the biggest crush on Ryan Gosling. And I'm like, baby, listen, in the words of Butters from South Park, we're a little bit bisexual.
It's so good. I mean, ultimately, I think so. His performance is so amazing. But the middle of the movie, looked over at Shauna whenever he was like deep in his Mojo Dojo Casa house. I was like, if this was not Ryan Gosling, I would have the ick for this actor so hard. But he is so hot, like it just can't. Like,
he's so hot in this movie. His abs, any chance they have to show his abs. Oh my god! And you know who else is dummy hot? And I wish he would have taken his shirt off. I love how he went from like, we are intersectional feminists, like woman, and now we're like, who I wish was naked. Let me objectify this man.
Objectify the men.
Okay, listen, I just love Simu Liu, and I wish he took his shirt off. Listen, that's all I'm gonna say.
Literally, the backflip. My favorite part is like him and Ryan are actually like still going on about Ryan not being able to do a backflip. But Ryan is, or I guess Ken is a horse girl. He's a horse girl through and through, and it just makes so much sense. Ken is a horse girly.
Oh, yeah. Okay, growing up, back to when we had Barbies. Well, Nicole, you said you didn't really, but like, how many Kens did you own?
None.
We all had like 30 Barbies, but how many Kens?
None.
I had a white and a black Ken.
You had a black
Ken?
So
I had two. Yeah.
Love it. I had two Kens. One was, he came in a set with like crazy 90s hair Barbie or something. She had really long hair, like down to the floor. And he had this like purple, one of those jogging suits that make the swish swish noise when you walk. It was peak 90s. So he was my Ken. And then I also had Harvey Kinkle from Sabrina the Teenage Witch. And when you pressed a button in the back of his head, he would wink his eye.
Is that you trying to wink?
Yeah. I have a lot of Botox. I can't wink. I can barely move.
I loved that they put Earring Magic Ken in it.
Oh my God,
like the most bisexual, or I guess gay Ken ever.
Absolutely.
So I was listening to the story of how they accidentally did this, because at the end, whenever they have all the weird Barbies, like the dog that poops or whatever, there are all these discontinued, like really freaking weird, like who approved this, who signed off on this. So Barbie, whenever they started to like fade from relevancy, right? Right before Bratz came out, they were trying to figure out like, okay, how do we appeal to these millennials, right? These millennial children. And so they were like, we need to make Ken cool and relevant. So these people from Mattel started to go out to raves, not knowing that a lot of the raves at the time were like gay club scenes.
They're just
and so they were seeing all these men. Yeah, no, they were seeing all these men with one earring in, and they were like, oh, what a cool fashion statement. But back in the day, that was how you would signal that you were gay.
Yeah.
And so, like, if you only had one in, people would know.
Or if it was on like a certain ear or something, they would say,
if it was on a certain ear. so people could safely meet people in public and in these crowds. And so they had already just done like Magic Barbie who like grows hair, right? So they're like, okay, we're going to make a Magic Ken. And at the time, all these people in these gay clubs were wearing a ring that goes around a certain body part. And so they were like, wow, what a cool fashion statement.
Wait, like
and
a cock ring?
It was a cock ring, yeah.
And they were wearing like as a necklace?
Yes, in clubs at the time.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and so they were like, oh, what a cool pendant. Like, that'll be so fun. And people like immediately when it got released, because I remember when I was in like middle school, people knew that. Like if you had an earring on one side, it was like a thing. And so they released a doll that was like gay signaling and wearing a cock ring.
Oh my
and
God.
So people
I'm looking
were
up cock ring
outraged.
Ken right now.
No, it's called Magic Earring Ken.
No, I typed in cock ring Ken and I pressed images. This is on you now. Wherever this goes is on
Nope.
Yes. He's giving. He's in a mesh shirt. He's in a purple leather vest.
He's wearing a lavender mesh shirt and literally like lavender marriage is like a relationship between two gay people, like a lesbian and a gay person. They get together so that they could hide.
Is that why Taylor's song is called Lavender Haze?
I would say yes, but you know, the Hetlers might stone me in an open square if I go there.
Oh my God. He's absolutely gay and I love him and I want one.
Yeah, and you know there were some really funny ones. Like they had Midge in it, which if you don't know who Midge is, it's fucking disturbing. Like it's a little baby that you like pull out of her. Like you can open her stomach and pull it out of her.
And Alan was supposed to be the father, like her boyfriend / husband. It goes back and forth, but he was supposed to be the father of this child. Yeah, lavender marriage. Listen.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
It's so funny. The fact that Mattel let this be made, I think, is amazing. Like you look at like a company like Disney. I think there were a lot of going back to intro feminism, right? Like 5-10 years ago, there were a lot of documentaries about like the impact that Barbie had and like how much damage she did. Like I would say she's almost like lumped into this group of like, and it's kind of goes in that monologue where she's like, we put all of this onto a doll. Like how fucked up are we that like we put all of this pressure and society things
all
on a doll that we made. Like and it is really, really crazy. I think honestly it's going to be one of those movies that are just studied forever. And if you're like listening to this and you're like, it's a girl's movie, like I'm just like a movie fan, I'd rather go see like an Oppenheimer. I did want to include this. If you're a movie buff, if you love old movies, if you love film, Greta Gerwig did an interview with Turner Classic Movies. It was amazing. It was really, really great, but she has a ton of references throughout. So where she pulled a big influence from when it comes to Barbie Land is the red shoes, but also like Singing in the Rain, Wizard of Oz, An American in Paris. We obviously had 2001 Space Odyssey as that opener scene. And I just thought it was really, really cool. I don't know if you've actually heard this yet, but the girls, when Barbie goes to them and meets them at the school, they're all the original Bratz dolls' names.
No, they're
and they
not.
all look exactly like the Bratz dolls. Did you pick that up, Nicole, right away?
I didn't pick it up, no, but I saw it literally like right when I got out of the theater and I was on social media or whatever, TikTok. And it came up and they have the characters and they have them next to the doll that they represent and they look identical to the doll that they're supposed to represent.
What a funny nod. I think that Mattel has come such a far way though, and I mean I think they realized that they had to kind of catch up with the times. And you know, I watched one of the documentaries that was about how damaging Barbie was, and I think it was through the eyes of a Mattel employee who was kind of trying to, I don't know, keep up with, you know, how do I reinvigorate this brand? And they do have a lot more representation in body sizes with Barbies now. They have different heights, different like waistlines, so many different skin colors. They have Barbies in wheelchairs. So I really liked that they represented that in this film and that not every Barbie was stereotypical platinum blonde tan. You know, we had a wheelchair, a Barbie in a wheelchair on the dance floor getting down, and everyone was still just Barbie. So I don't know. I think that part of it really, you know, I could see Mattel being like, yeah, look, we're getting better. We're doing this. We're putting in the time. And, you know, they're not perfect by any means, but what capitalist company is.
I remember, like, right before I started, like, getting out of playing with Barbies, they had just launched, like, their Barbies around the world.
Yeah.
And it was kind of like American Girl doll, where they would have, like, that token person from there, and then that was it. But I think they've done a really good job at not just having, like, one black Barbie or one Indian Barbie and all those things, but I think it's the best possible PR move they could have made, because again, like they talk about in the movie, like we put so much weight on Barbie, and for them to continue, they had to acknowledge it in a way where it wasn't like a PR statement, and it was like, we get it, we want to be better. And obviously people like me, people older than me, are like reconnecting with Barbie in a way where like I've seen a grown-ass adults go buy like 5 Barbies since they've seen this movie.
I have been so tempted to go buy Barbies. I want to go buy Barbies that look like each of my friends. Like for my friend's bachelorette party, oh my God, if she listens to this episode, whatever, spoiler, I want to buy her like a Barbie that looks like her. And I'm sure I can find, right? And it's definitely made me like dig out some of my old Barbies and just like
this.
So nostalgic. I love it.
I love that so much.
No, I love how it's making everybody reminisce. I got out my mom's old Barbies from the 60s that were passed down to me. She had a Skipper. She had a Barbie. She has a Midge. She's not pregnant Midge, but she's got little freckles.
She had a Midge?
Yes, dude. It's so cute. She's got this cute little like bangs and flipped out red hair, little freckles.
That's so cute.
And, you know, it makes me feel more connected to my mom, just like the movie, you know, like every generation is kind of played with Barbie.
Yeah, that's so cool. Oh, I'm so glad you have those.
I know,
her.
they're
That's
really
so
cool.
Sweet. Yeah. I looked over at Shauna and I was like, "Are you okay?" In the middle of the movie, because it's
hold it together.
Hashtag Dead Moms Club.
Hashtag Dead Mom Club.
All right. Is that a Barbie?
Dead Mom Barbie.
Dead Mom Barbie. It's Shauna, baby.
It's just depressed. She pierced her nose and experimented with drugs.
Tattoos.
Okay, actually, like favorite really, really subtle reference. And I laughed so hard. Shauna didn't get it in the moment, but I was crying at the scene where she like looks at the old lady and is like, "You're beautiful," and she's like, "I know." And then right after this, they're like talking, the mom, the daughter, and Barbie, and Gloria and Barbie are like, blah, 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 blah. "Oh my God, like I love this." And she's like, "Are you two shining to each other?" Which is a reference for The Shining, whenever they can like telepathically talk to each other. And if you didn't really pick up on this when you saw the movie, it's like heavy Kubrick influence, and she really does quite a few nods to him. So I love that she put that in there. And
She's so good.
I can't praise that interview she did enough, where she talks about her influences. Like, I love watching people create art when they just have like such a genuine appreciation of it and love for it. And, you know,
and the people who came before them and who kind of paved the way, and then they take those influences respectfully and make it their own. Love that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
If they were going to make a pop culture junkie Barbie set, and each of us came with accessories and outfits, what 2 accessories would you come with, and what would your outfit look like? Just real quick. No pressure. Go.
Okay. My Barbie, I know the outfit because it's I'm literally wearing one right now. It would be it would be a silk slip dress, like a midi dress. It could be any pattern. I'm probably black though. Let's be honest. I wear all black all the time. With some like heel boots. That would be my outfit. My accessory would be a Rick and Morty bong, and then It's like I have one right behind me.
Always
And then
one of her hands. It's true.
yeah, no, okay. Side note, super sidetracked, but every time someone's like, if someone broke into your house, what would you do? Like, what would be the closest thing that you grabbed? And it would always be my Rick and Morty bong, because I would have a two-pronged approach here, okay? It would be throwing the bong water in their face and then hitting them with it. And it's such thick glass that I don't even think it would break. And I'd get and if it did, I'd have a stabbing device. But
and then if it didn't, and then the robber leaves, you're like, God, that was stressful. And then you have your bong ready to go. God, that sucked.
Yeah, not to squirrel, but my other accessory, because it does exist in Barbie Land, is Ziggy. It would be a little Ziggy, because we had Sugar Daddy Ken, and he had a dog named Sugar, right. So Ziggy would exist. So. Okay.
Ziggy's the dog, in case anybody listening is like, what the fuck is her Ziggy?
Not the bong. We did not name the bong. If we did, it'd probably be like pick me seeks, because it's always willing to give me a helping hand.
I think your bong's name should be Zaggy, so it can be Ziggy Zaggy. Ziggy Zaggy. Ziggy and Zaggy. Oh my God, when they had the Barbie scene where the little girl's cutting the hair off the Barbie and like putting her in the splits, that was just a scene from my childhood. Just
so
Spice Girls playing,
crazy.
Fucking up this Barbie's hair.
I can't believe it took me this long to say this, but I saw a TikTok earlier, and the person that made Weird Barbie was Gloria. You see it in the flashback. And she had the words Gloria on the wall. And so Gloria also made Weird Barbie.
That's hilarious. I love that. And see, I need to rewatch it. Well, I got to watch with my husband, so I'll catch little things I didn't see. That guy. I got to see Oppenheimer again first. All right, what's Barbie Nicole coming with?
Mine is going to have, I just bought this outfit and I'm obsessed with it, so it's going to be my Barbie outfit. Yes. It's just like a workout romper that girls have been wearing lately.
You did look
it's
cute
from
in that.
Abercrombie. Oh, yes, you did see me in that. It would be that.
It, girl. It's adorable.
That is true. I forgot. See, I do wear it all the time. And my shoes would be just regular, I call them gym shoes. I'm sorry. I'm from the Midwest. Gym shoes, sneakers, tennis shoes. I don't know, whatever you want to call them.
Tennies.
Tennies. And then my two accessories would be chapstick, because I'm always using chapstick. And
okay, I love it.
My other accessory would be, I don't know if glasses are an accessory, but like I can't see without these. So this would probably just be a part of my outfit, actually.
That's true. Because we have shoes, we have our little purses.
My other accessory would probably be my AirPods. I have AirPod Maxes. The pros that have like the actual ones. Probably those, so I can always listen to my music.
I love that. She's got chopsticks. She's wearing pink. She's ready to run away if she needs to from this situation.
Yes, I love it. What about you, Shauna?
Okay, so Barbie Shauna would probably be wearing like black high-waisted shorts and then some kind of like mesh top with bats on it that shows off the cleavage a little bit. But subtle Barbie cleave.
Goth titty Barbie.
Yeah. She's not slutty Barbie. She's like
goth
slut adjacent goth Barbie.
Okay. Does she have the slut tattooed on her back?
She's got slut just tattooed on her lower back in scribbled 9-year-old handwriting. I should get that tattoo. I should bring my Weird Barbie to a tattoo shop and be like, give me this slut. I'm sure my husband of 8 years would love me getting a tattoo that just says slut on it.
It's like
it's Shauna loves you, Trinidad.
Boner Garage. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
What's that from again?
It's from Board the Millers.
There it is.
No regrets.
No regrets. And she'd be wearing black platform sandals. I'm going to copy you, Olivia, and she would have a little Buffy with her, which is the dog, not the Slayer. But, if I could hang out with a Sarah Michelle Gellar Barbie, that would be cool, too.
My accessory is SMG, mother.
My accessory is just Buffy the Vampire Slayer. So I would have a little Buffy with me, and then probably a glass of red wine in the other hand.
Alcoholic Barbie.
She's going
depression
through some
Barbie
things.
adjacent. Very depression Barbie adjacent.
Who else felt so seen during that depression Barbie scene? It's like, I'm insulted. Olivia like went like this to me. Like tapped me. It's us. Look, it's us.
Hey. I saw someone be like, I'm not depression Barbie because I watched the Keira Knightley version.
It's like that scene in Parks and Rec where Ben is depressed and he's like, I'm not depressed. Could a depressed person do this? And it's just all these like miniature toys that he's building. Look at all I have. Could a depressed person do this?
My favorite is all the people who are like adults who made like these like cyborg, like the mean kid in Toy Story, like versions of their Barbie, like one for White Claw, and then it's like human centipeded together. And they're like, I feel so bad for her in Barbie Land.
She's a Barbie. They're like, kill me.
And no, that is like, someone commented on the video and was like, this is the Tusk version of Barbie Land, which fucked up movie if you've ever seen it.
Centipede Barbie.
Yeah, nuts.
Now I have become death.
Nuts.
The destroyer of worlds.
It's so funny. Well, even though Shauna went against women and all of feminism, I did want to kind of talk about Barbie and Oppenheimer opening weekends. So Barbie not just like beat out Oppenheimer, it beat some of like the records of all time as well. Their budget was $145 million. They made opening night $22.2 million. It was the biggest debut. Between Thursday and Friday, they made $70.5 million just on opening night. It's the biggest comedic debut of a film ever.
That's insane. Yeah. That's amazing.
Yeah. So really, really cool. They made so much money. And of course, it's just continuing. Today, the day we're recording is just the 7-day mark. So we don't have opening week. But when it comes to Oppenheimer, Barbie more than doubled its success. And so, it's a 3-hour movie. It's a hard sell. So, where Oppenheimer was a great movie as well.
And Oppenheimer was rated R, so it is going to have a smaller audience that's able to see it or wants to sit through a 3-hour movie. And it's definitely more violent and mature than Barbie, but
and it's the second highest opening for a R-rated film. The first was The Passion of the Christ.
Oh my God. Which I saw in theaters with my youth group and wept through the entire thing.
I've never seen it. And I make a joke on Easter and I'm like, should we watch Passion of the Christ every Easter?
I'm absolutely down to watch Passion of the Christ with you next Easter. As long as we have a beverage with it. We can make, oh my God, a Passion of the Christ drinking
The blood
game.
of Christ.
Yes.
Yeah. It has to be red.
Oh man, we're losing all of our Christian listeners. We're sorry.
You believe it? Listen.
Yeah. I mean, if you've made it this far, we love you, even despite your choices. I do want to kind of wrap this up. Obviously, this was an amazing soundtrack. So many original songs, which I love to see again. I missed when soundtracks were just everything.
I loved it. The Dua Lipa song is such an earworm. Oh my God.
It is. It's just such a good, sad disco song.
Yeah, sad disco.
I'm curious to know, what was your favorite song from the movie?
My favorite song from the movie is Push by Matchbox 20. I have this running joke with my friends. I worked in an office years ago that would play Matchbox 20 multiple times an hour. And anytime they played it, I would send a Matchbox 20 GIF to the group chat of Rob Thomas from a music video. And so the minute it came on, I was like, I love it. And just all the kids sitting around. Because women, how many of us have had that date with a guy where he just plays the acoustic guitar poorly and looks awkwardly into your eyes and you don't know how to react and you're like, oh my God, is he going to go through the whole fucking song? Yes, he is. He's going to sing the entirety of Wonderwall at me right now.
No, he's going to fuck it up and then he's going to start over and then do the whole song 20 times. Like, it's like if it was really just the song and it wasn't, oh, wait. Like, it's always...
We all have that name in our head right now of who we're thinking of who did that. And I hope he's doing well right now.
God, yeah. That's why I had to stop dating people who played music.
What about you guys?
I was triggered. I think my favorite is Speed Drive by Charlie XCX, but I think the Billie Eilish song is amazing. And it was so good for the score of the movie because it's throughout the whole movie. Yeah. And it's just so deep and so good. But I love Speed Drive. It's been like, doo doo.
What about you, Nicole?
I think we can all guess.
I know.
One.
It's definitely What Was I Made For by Billie. I listened to it before the movie even came out because she released it before the movie came out. So I did listen to it beforehand. And the music video for it is so cute. It's her playing with miniature Barbies of herself.
Aww.
And it's not miniature Barbies of herself. I take that back. It's outfits that she's worn in the past. And they're on little hangers.
Yeah. It's so cute.
And it's such a cute video, but definitely that, again, like you said, Olivia, it just really makes you think, like, just the title in itself gets you question, like, what was I made for, gets you question, like, why you're here kind of thing. It gets really deep. We're not going to do that right now, but
existential.
Yes. But yeah, obviously, I think we could have all placed a bet on that one.
Yeah. I don't know if you watched the interview she did about it. It was pretty good. I saw clips of it, but you know, she really talked about like how it was the right question for, I mean, I think she just turned like 19, 20 for that age grouping. And then also if you really listen to the words, I think it's such an interesting commentary on fame as well.
Yeah.
Like, what was I made for? Am I just something you paid for? I'm not really real. I think that's really, really interesting, knowing what we know about Billie Eilish and kind of like the way she's been treated, especially lately. So I thought it was all around just such a beautiful movie, very good for women. And, you know, to round it out, a movie made for women doesn't mean it's the absence of men. I think the message at the end really is finding your individuality and self. And so,
not defining yourself by what other people think that you should be, or not defining yourself by a relationship with somebody. And men, and it's definitely not anti-men as anybody would say.
Yeah, being pro-women does not mean anti-men. And, you know, I think if you were a man who saw this movie and maybe was a little triggered, think inward, right? Like, things that upset me and have caused emotion in me are often mirrors into myself. But I personally have not stopped thinking about it. I saw it like 5 days ago, can't do math. And it's all I've thought about. And so I think it's a very beautiful movie. And depending on your side, I think there's a message for everyone.
I totally agree. And it is interesting that anybody who says that it's anti-men, it's because they're seeing men being treated as women are used to being treated. So, you guys don't like that? You don't like it when the men are objectified and made to feel silly? Oh, that's weird, because that's just the lived woman experience. And so if it makes you uncomfortable, just realize that's the commentary, you know, like this is what women experience every day. Yeah, I thought it was beautiful. I loved it. I can see it being one of those movies that you pop on when you want to be in a good mood and you're just like, I need something happy to watch. I'm going to watch the Barbie movie. So absolutely recommend it for everybody.
10 out of 5 Barbies.
It was enough.
It was Knuff. Also, yeah, so good. I sent this to Shauna yesterday, but I was like, I found these shirts that says, I am not drunk enough. And I was like, we need these. We need these.
Loves it.
It's so good.
Yeah, thought it was very female empowering. I walked out of it and I was like, wow, I am actually very happy to be a woman right now, because after watching this, it made me realize that we can do anything and we will not stop to get what we want and be treated as equals to others. because we deserve it just as much as everyone else. And yeah, I really enjoyed that. The whole main cast was basically females. Obviously, the men were there, obviously, but they weren't the main point of the movie. And finally, we have a movie that's for us. Not just us. It's for everyone. Obviously, you've said that multiple times, but you guys get what I'm saying. Like,
oh, for sure.
Yes. It's female
for
focused.
Us. Yes.
Female led.
So nice. It's unfortunate that we had to wait until 2023 to get this, but we have it, and I'm happy to be a woman.
Yes.
Yes.
How I love being a woman.
Oh, well, that about wraps up this episode of Pop Culture Junkie. But before we get back into our boxes, Barbie Nicole and Barbie Shauna, where can listeners find you on social media?
You can find me on Instagram and TikTok at Nicole_Eldridge, and on Twitter at NAEldridge14.
You can find me, Shauna, on Instagram, TikTok, and Threads at Shauna Trinidad, Shaunatrinidad.
You can find me, Olivia, on Instagram at Livy Maries, and then on TikTok at LiveYoLife420.
Rick and Morty bong.
Sick. And you can find Pop Culture Junkies podcast socials on our website, popculturejunkie.com. From there, you can find links to our podcast on all platforms so you can subscribe as well as rate and review the show. Come back next time for another hit of pop culture. Bye, Barbie.
Bye, Barbie.
Bye, Barbie. Pop Culture Junkie is part of the Pop Culture Entertainment Network.
So entertain me, entertain